Welcome to the Victory Education Lounge. I'm your host, Maurice, and today we're diving into a fascinating topic: genomic and epigenetic factors in insulin resistance. This is part 70 of our ongoing series on health and wellness. Before we begin, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts or experiences. Your engagement helps us reach more people with this valuable information. Have you ever wondered how our genes and their expression influence our susceptibility to insulin resistance? This question leads us into a captivating exploration of genomic and epigenetic factors, which play a significant role in our health and wellness journey. To navigate this complex terrain, let's begin by defining our key terms. Genomic factors refer to the specific DNA sequences that we inherit from our parents. These are the raw materials that make us who we are, from our eye color to our predisposition to certain health conditions. Next, we have epigenetic factors. Now, this is where things get interesting. Epigenetic factors are changes that affect how our genes are expressed or activated without altering the DNA sequence itself. Think of it as the director of a play, deciding which actors or genes take the stage at any given moment. Then we have insulin resistance. This is a condition where the body's cells don't respond properly to insulin, a hormone that regulates the amount of glucose in our blood. When insulin resistance occurs, our bodies need more insulin to get glucose into our cells, which can lead to type 2 diabetes and other health problems. So, how do these pieces fit together? Well, our genomic and epigenetic factors can influence our susceptibility to insulin resistance. For instance, certain gene variations can increase our risk, while epigenetic changes can turn on or off genes related to insulin sensitivity. In essence, our genes and their expression are like a symphony, with each instrument playing its part. Sometimes the music swells in harmony, leading to optimal health. Other times, a note may be out of tune, contributing to conditions like insulin resistance. Understanding these genomic and epigenetic influences is not just a fascinating scientific endeavor. It also opens up new possibilities for prevention, management, and even treatment of insulin resistance and related conditions. With this foundation laid, let's dive deeper and understand how these factors play a vital role in insulin resistance. First, we'll delve into the genomic factors that influence insulin resistance. Let's begin with the TCF7L2 gene. Variations in this gene are strongly associated with an increased risk of type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance. It's like having a car with a faulty engine. The car might still run, but it won't perform as efficiently as it should. Next up is the FTO gene. This gene is linked to obesity, which can indirectly contribute to insulin resistance. Picture this as having a heavy load in your car. The heavier the load, the harder your car has to work to maintain speed, just like how your body works harder to maintain insulin levels when carrying excess weight. Then we have the PPR gamma gene. Mutations in this gene can affect insulin sensitivity and fat metabolism. Think of it as having a broken fuel gauge. You might not know when you're running low on fuel, similar to how your body might not properly sense insulin when this gene is mutated. Lastly, consider the IRS1 gene. Variants of this gene can impair insulin signaling, leading to insulin resistance. This could be likened to a faulty communication system in your car. If the components aren't communicating correctly, the entire system can fail, much like how impaired insulin signaling can lead to insulin resistance. These genetic variations lay the groundwork for insulin resistance, but they aren't the whole picture. It's like having a car with several minor issues. Each issue on its own might not cause a breakdown, but together they can lead to major problems. Similarly, each of these genes can contribute to insulin resistance, but they're just one part of a complex puzzle. In our next scene, we'll explore another crucial piece of that puzzle: the role of epigenetic factors in insulin resistance. Join us as we continue our journey into understanding the genomic and epigenetic factors of insulin resistance. You won't want to miss it. Now, let's explore the role of epigenetic factors in insulin resistance. Epigenetic factors are changes that can turn genes on or off without altering the DNA sequence itself. These changes can significantly influence how our body responds to insulin. To begin with, let's talk about DNA methylation. It's a process that can suppress gene expression. Changes in DNA methylation patterns can alter the expression of genes involved in insulin signaling. For instance, if genes that promote insulin sensitivity are methylated, they may not be expressed as much, leading to insulin resistance. Moving on, we have histone modifications. These are changes to proteins called histones that DNA winds around. These modifications can affect how tightly or loosely the DNA is wound, influencing how genes related to metabolism are expressed. If genes that improve metabolic efficiency are tightly wound, and not expressed as much, this could contribute to insulin resistance. Next, we have microRNAs. These small RNA molecules can regulate genes involved in insulin sensitivity. If certain microRNAs are overexpressed, they might suppress genes that promote insulin sensitivity, thereby promoting insulin resistance. Another intriguing aspect of epigenetics is transgenerational epigenetic inheritance. Epigenetic changes due to environmental factors such as diet or toxin exposure can be passed down through generations, influencing insulin resistance risk in offspring. We also have the GLUT4 gene, which codes for a protein that transports glucose into cells. Epigenetic regulation of this gene can affect insulin sensitivity. If the GLUT4 gene is suppressed, glucose transport into cells may be reduced, contributing to insulin resistance. Lastly, we have inflammatory genes. Chronic inflammation is closely tied to insulin resistance, and epigenetic changes can influence the expression of genes involved in inflammation. If these genes are overexpressed, it could lead to chronic inflammation and subsequently insulin resistance. As we see, epigenetic changes can significantly alter our body's response to insulin. Understanding these genomic and epigenetic factors can help us take proactive steps towards managing and preventing insulin resistance. Now, let's delve into some of the potential solutions, management strategies, and prevention techniques. The first one on our list is personalized nutrition. This approach involves tailoring your diet based on your unique genetic profile. The upside is that it could be more effective since it considers your specific needs. The downside, however, is that it could be costly and requires specialized testing. Next, we have epigenetics-focused exercise. Certain types of physical activity may have beneficial effects on your epigenome. The advantage here is that it's non-invasive and generally beneficial for overall health. On the flip side, the optimal regimens may vary greatly between individuals. Stress reduction techniques are also crucial. Chronic stress can have negative epigenetic effects. Incorporating practices like mindfulness, yoga, or meditation can improve your overall well-being. However, it can be challenging to implement these in high-stress environments. Then, we have environmental toxin avoidance. Some toxins can induce harmful epigenetic changes. Avoiding these may have wide-ranging health benefits. However, it can be challenging in modern environments where toxins are often ubiquitous. The field of nutrigenomics is also promising. This involves using specific nutrients to positively influence gene expression. It's a targeted approach, but it's still an emerging field with a lot to learn. Finally, we have intermittent fasting. This eating pattern may have beneficial epigenetic effects. It's flexible and potentially effective, but it may not be suitable or feasible for everyone. It's important to remember that while these strategies can be helpful, they should be incorporated into a comprehensive plan that includes regular checkups and consultation with healthcare professionals. It's not about a one-size-fits-all solution, but rather about finding what works best for you and your unique genetic makeup. By taking these factors into account, we can make informed decisions about our health. Genomic and epigenetic factors play a significant role in insulin resistance, but they don't define our destiny. As we've journeyed through today's discussion, we've seen how our inherited DNA sequences and the way these genes are expressed can influence our susceptibility to insulin resistance, a condition where our body's cells don't respond effectively to insulin. We've delved into a multitude of examples, from variations in the TCF7L2 gene being associated with an increased risk of type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance, to how DNA methylation patterns can alter the expression of genes involved in insulin signaling. We've also touched upon how our environment, from diet to stress levels, can influence these factors and potentially be passed down through generations. However, the heartening news is that while these factors can increase our risk, they don't seal our fate. There are proactive steps we can take to manage and even prevent insulin resistance. Tailoring our nutrition based on our genetic profile, engaging in specific types of exercise, reducing stress, avoiding environmental toxins, and exploring the emerging field of nutrigenomics are just some of the ways we can positively influence our gene expression and improve our health. Remember, our genes are not our destiny. They merely represent a part of the puzzle. Our actions, lifestyle, and environment play a substantial role in our overall health. By understanding these genomic and epigenetic factors, we can make more informed decisions about our health and wellness. Remember, knowledge is power. The more we understand about our bodies, the better equipped we are to make healthy choices. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize the exciting potential of genomic and epigenetic research in understanding and managing insulin resistance. By recognizing the role of these factors, we open up new avenues for personalized prevention and treatment strategies. Before we conclude, I must provide a brief disclaimer. The information in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Any health-related decisions should be discussed with a licensed physician. Your individual situation may require specific medical attention, and it's crucial to seek professional advice for personalized care. Thank you for joining me in the Victory Education Lounge. If you found this information helpful, please remember to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your experiences and questions can help others on their health journey. Until next time, this is Maurice, wishing you health, vitality, and optimal gene expression.